Do you realize every time you have gone through something, when you come out on the other side, no matter how hurt, how mad, how upset you are, do you realize after you've healed, do you ever stop and think that what you have gained, what you have learned? Every time we go through something, no matter what battle you have fought, rather it's a battle at work, a battle with your children, a battle with your spouse, breaking up with your spouse, having a fight with your best friend that goes on forever, getting rid of, waiting for the toxic neighbors to move away because every time you step outside, they want to complain about where your garbage can is or whatever the case may be. Do you realize every time you've gone through a battle, when you come out on the other side, you go through a healing process. At the same time, you learn something, you gain something, and usually you lose something. And what I mean by lose something is you lose something because you have gained wisdom. You have gained something even if you don't see it right away. Every time you have a battle, whether it's a small battle or a huge battle, you have learned something. Something that you can apply at some point in time to another part of your life in the future, where you can look at something and go, oh, you know what? That's kind of sort of like when I went through blank, 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 blank. And you know what? It's up to you if you want to fight that battle again. Especially if you've already learned that lesson and you start going, well, I already know how this is going to play out. Or sometime in the future, you're watching a friend of yours do something and you're like, and you kind of see similar things going on that you went through. And you go, ooh, you know what? Ooh, man, I'll tell you what. I'm going to sit back and watch this one because I already know how this shit's going to play out. And you sit back and give it a little time. And sure as shit, you try to tell someone and they look at you like you're crazy and you're trying to tell them, yeah, this is how this is going to work out. Or, well, he done already showed you. Like my neighbor told me when I was in Mississippi, Miss Rose told me one time, well, he's already done told us what he's going to do. And what she meant was, by watching this man's actions, or this person's actions, you already know what's going to happen. Because you already done lived that lesson. Maybe not quite the same way. But you know how it's going to play out. And as you get older and older, and watch these things go on again and again, you gain wisdom. You gain a shield of honor, of eldership, shall we say. You gain knowledge. Because we're all the same, folks. We're all connected. We all go through the same BS at one time or another. Some people to more degree, some people to less degree. There is always a similar lesson that somebody goes through. If they don't learn it when they're younger, they learn it when they're older. Haven't you ever known somebody who their whole life it seemed like, gee, the whole time I've known you, I've never seen you go through any deep doo-doo. Right? And then you move away or something, and years later, you hear about that friend suddenly went through, after 30 years of blissful marriage and the great house and or whatever they had that you liked, or maybe you didn't like, maybe just something you just thought they had a great life. And then years later, you come across and you find out all kind of things. The house ain't no longer there, or they now have another spouse, or them and their spouse suddenly decided they didn't want to live this way anymore, and they pulled up stakes and moved somewhere else and totally changed their life. Or something happened in their life that they either went up or down in status, or something just majorly changed in their life. And you look back and you go, oh wow, I guess their life wasn't, as great as I thought it was. Or somebody or you heard about, or someone tells you about somebody that, oh yeah, they lived this wonderful life. Then you find out later, there were some really nasty things going on in their house that nobody else knew about. One of the kids was getting sexually molested or abused, or the husband was actually cheating, but the wife put on a brave face. Or the wife was cheating and the husband put on a brave face, Or they were doing something illegal that they shouldn't have been doing, whatever, Whatever the case may be. Something, not quite, you know what I mean? Everybody goes through the same stuff, folks. But whenever you come through on the other side of it, you gain wisdom. You now have a badge to put to your honor. You now have some kind of lesson that you've learned. Keep the lesson, lose the toxicity, folks. This is something I talk about again and again and again. And I'm going to keep on talking about it. Because every time you go through a battle, no matter what kind of battle, you become a better, stronger person, more strength of character on the other side of that. You walk through that portal. And once you've gone through that portal, and after you've gone through the fear and the healing, and everything that has to do with having come through a traumatic event of any kind, and what may be traumatic to you may not be traumatic to to somebody else that's already gone through something similar, or knew of somebody that didn't, and they handled it differently. Everyone has levels of pain, fear, sadness, likes, dislikes, fear. All of us have different levels that we can handle or not. All of us have different happiness that we can get or not get or not. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you experience, someone else goes through too, but they may not experience it to the degree that you do. They may experience it more or less. Any degree of any kind of emotion you can think of. So we all go through the same stuff. You get what I'm saying? But on the other side of any traumatic event or anything you go through, you have gained wisdom and gotten your badge of honor to some degree. So if you've just come through something and you were thinking, man, this is, because at the time it's going to feel like it's the worst crap to ever happen to you. You get me? After you've come through that and you've healed from that, pick yourself up off the floor, heal your heart, heal your emotions, keep the lesson, lose the toxicity. And I'm going to say this stuff over and over again, folks, because you may hear it today, and somebody else that really needs to hear it may not hear it for a year from now. They may look back at my videos and go, boy, this advice came through just at the right moment. Because all of us go through the same stuff. That's why everybody likes tarot card readings. Not everybody, but that's why people like different things. Because they find something that resonates with them. Because we are all connected and we all go through the same stuff. So if you've been through something traumatic lately and you've already come through the pain, the fear, the healing, and now you can look back with 2020, congratulate yourself. You have a new badge of honor. It may be invisible, but you have it. It's in your repertoire. It is there in your repertoire for in the future when you come to another event or another thing that you need to handle, or somebody asks you for advice, because everyone's got their own circle of little friends and co-workers, family. And one time or another, as you go through life, invariably, your best friend, your sister, your cousin, the girl that sits across from you at the desk, you're going to see she's unhappy, she's going to see you unhappy, y'all going to talk. Someone's going to ask advice at some point in time. Everybody, not everybody, more people, some people are more internal than others. But did you understand what I'm saying? On the other side of the traumatic event comes after you've gone through all the emotions that we can experience through that. Folks, you're going to have that little badge of honor somewhere inside of you because you survived it. It's a lesson. It's something you went through. The trick is to be a better person and have learned from it. Carry that shield inside of you and smile, because that's another lesson that you have learned. You now have another way to be a better person today. Keep the lesson, lose the toxicity. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. I did it a little differently today. That's why you're not seeing my beautiful face on there. We had snow again last night. You're probably tired of me talking about snow. If you know someone that can use this, that can get something from this video, please like, subscribe, and share. This is Lana Scott. Folks, be a light in the darkness. Be a better person every day. Whatever happened yesterday. Let's try to go from today into the future. I hope this helps someone. Till next time, Lighthouse.